Hey everyone, welcome to Mangastorian. I read a ton of manga, I read a ton of American comic books, but I really want to talk about manga. And today we're going to be talking about Denji's new girlfriend. Now, I'm going to be giving you a brief recap of chapters 98 to about 112. If you're watching the anime, I'm not really going to reference anything that happens in the anime up to chapter 97. So don't worry, I'm not giving you any crazy spoilers because the way they're treating 98 onward, it's like a whole new season of the manga, basically. It's like chapter 2 of a giant overarching storyline. So the story picks up with a brand new character named Asa, and it does some weird stuff with a headless chicken, but while it might be important later, it's not important for my recap. She ends up getting killed by the Justice Devil, and her head is like split in half. And that's where things get interesting, because the War Devil arrives, the War Devil being one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and the War Devil puts half of their brain into Asa's body. Now, the War Devil's powers are to take anything and turn them into a weapon. A blade is what we've seen primarily up to this point. The War Devil then kills the Justice Devil that had killed Asa, and then basically makes a pact with Asa. Hey, I'm trying to find Chainsaw Man to kill him, and I think Chainsaw Man is at your school. So how about you and I work together? Asa, of course, isn't really happy about the idea that she's now being used as a transportation method for the War Devil, but the War Devil isn't powerful enough to really just consume something and go find Denji from what we've gathered. So Asa agrees, unwillingly, to work with the War Devil because the War Devil basically breaks it down to, if you don't help me, I'm just gonna leave your body here dead on the ground. The War Devil tells her that if she helps, that they'll free her body eventually. I don't really believe that, but that's the terms, basically, that they've come to. Now, as we find out, Asa is not exactly in the best place. She ends up going into the high school with this now War Devil in her mind, and she's trying to make friends. She doesn't even have friends at her high school. But they've both agreed that they're going to sign up for the Devil Hunter Club, and using the Devil Hunter Club, they're going to figure out where Chainsaw Man is. Now, she ends up making friends with a girl named Yuko, and Yuko's gonna work with her, even though Asa's kind of against it, but she kind of needs a friend. They have a few touching moments and things like that, and they go on their first devil hunting mission, which brings them in line with the Bat Devil. Now, the Bat Devil's pretty powerful right away, and they know they can't fight the Bat Devil. These are 2 schoolgirls who literally just have to run from the Bat Devil. And they are seemingly getting away from the Bat Devil, and just when they are basically free, the Cockroach Devil arrives, taking out everything, injuring Yuko and the whole 9 yards. But that's when Chainsaw Man shows up in his full chainsaw in his face appearance, and he begins to battle the Cockroach Devil for them while they're kind of going away. The comic at this point, which is chapter 102, finally shifts back to Denji, who has just now arrived, and we get to see awesome Chainsaw Man battles where he's fighting against the Cockroach Devil. And while he's winning, the Cockroach Devil then presents him with an option. Hey, so you want to be a hero? Then how about this? He gives him a student with a bright future or 5 old geezers and grannies in a car. And he asks him, which of these 2 are you going to save? The student with the bright future or the car of old people? Chainsaw Man jumps past both of them and just starts cutting up the Cockroach Devil. He's like, I don't care. I'm taking you out. And when you then look to see what he chose, you see a cat just dangling from the rooftop. And Denji's like, yeah, there was another option. There was a cat too, dude. That brings a whole lot of attention to the school because people have kind of tracked down that the school was nearby. There was already rumors that Chainsaw Man was going to this high school. And of course, now Asa is able to kind of get a better idea of where Chainsaw Man is, but she doesn't know that it's Denji. We then kind of go back to Denji finally. Denji starts revealing that he's at this high school, and the Public Safety Commission or somebody related, like kind of like that, they show up and they're basically like, hey, I'm here to watch you. What are your goals, Denji? And he responds with, my goals are to let everyone know that I'm Chainsaw Man so that I can get the ladies. That's his goals at this point. We've got Denji kind of going back to how he was at the beginning of the whole series, where he's kind of got a very simple-minded idea. He's like, I want everyone to know who I am so I can be famous for it. This eventually leads to a couple of things happening. Asa and Denji end up meeting up, and because Denji's trying to impress her, he tells her that he's Chainsaw Man, but she doesn't believe him. So that, like, she finds Chainsaw Man and just denounces him. You're not Chainsaw Man. So they kind of go different ways. But don't worry, I titled this video Denji's New Girlfriend. We're going to get to that. We then kind of shift back over to Asa with that exchange. And her friend Yuko has now made a deal with the Justice Devil. Now, Yuko doesn't know that Asa has the War Devil in her mind yet. So as far as Yuko knows, she's going to be the Justice Devil, and she's going to get rid of all of Asa's bullies for her. so that they can be the bestest of friends ever. This leads to a couple of things happening, but what it boils down to is Asa goes to her high school where her friend Yuko is now the fully transformed Justice Devil and is murdering anyone that she has deemed a bully. Asa is, of course, against this, and that's when we kind of see the War Devil try to pop off, but the War Devil kind of fails. And so the War Devil explains to Asa how she can basically make weapons using the War Devil's abilities. So Asa takes her uniform, which was given to her by her mother, turns it into this insanely powerful sword, and then proceeds to, in her underwear, cut the Justice Devil, her friend Yuko, to pieces. The Justice Devil then kind of goes crazy, eventually knocks out Asa because even though she's super strong, she wasn't enough, and Denji arrives at that moment, pops the chainsaw out of his mind, and he goes crazy on the Justice Devil, who's terrified of the fact that Chainsaw Man is there and now cutting her up. This ends with Asa waking up and seeing Chainsaw Man standing over the now defeated giant Justice Devil. Asa's all excited. She gets to finally fight against Chainsaw Man, so she starts to prepare herself with the War Devil and a whole bunch of stuff, and they're getting ready to go all in on Chainsaw Man, but he terrifies a random student in the school, a girl that he was trying to impress, and just vanishes. He disappears. The War Devil deems that Chainsaw Man doesn't think that the War Devil is worth fighting. So Chainsaw Man's vanished. Asa's friend is now seemingly dead. She goes back to her apartment where eventually there's a knock at the door and her friend Yuko shows up. It kind of still blended with the Justice Devil, basically like still has weird tentacles coming out of her face and her hands and stuff like that. And she says goodbye to Asa because she doesn't really know what's going on, but she doesn't really like go full evil. As much as she wants to kill Asa right now, she's able to fight against it. So her plan is to go up north and say goodbye to her friend, go up north and kind of live off on a farm. She's going to a farm off on the north side. They have a very touching moment. It touches back on a lot of the stuff when they first met, like Yuko gave Asa a pair of shoes when she didn't have shoes. So Asa gives Yuko a pair of shoes because she doesn't have shoes as the Justice Devil. And Asa thinks that Yuko's gone, but a mysterious person kills Yuko when Yuko's trying to run across the rooftops. I'm assuming this is going to be our big bad over the course of a lot of stuff, but whatever. And that finally brings us to Denji's girlfriend, because now that Asa has gone through her own adventure and she's learned how to deal with the War Devil, she now wants to find Chainsaw Man. She knows definitively he is at this school. So what the War Devil has decided is that Asa has the ability to make extremely powerful weapons if she is emotionally connected to the weapons. Asa is very blunt and she's very by the book and she can't really get connected to anything. So they have a brief discussion about her getting a cat and turning that into a weapon, but that's not going to pan out. So Asa's decided she can't get super attached. She needs to get mildly attached. She's going to get a boyfriend. So she goes over to Denji and asks him out. Now we all know Denji, and Denji is 100% on board with any girl that will give him any attention. I know a few people in my life like that. Well, that's Denji. She literally goes, "Do you want to go out?" And he just stumbles. Like, yeah, let's go out. But that's where Asa ruins everything. Even the War Devil tells her she's a bore. So Asa decides they're going on their first date to the aquarium and that she is going to impress Denji by giving him an encyclopedia knowledge of all of the sea creatures. And they have to stand at every aquarium for 20 to 40 minutes. So the whole time Denji's arguing that he just wants to go see the penguins. I just want to go see the penguins. And she's like, "No, I'm going to tell you about starfish." And then we get to the next scene. He's like, "I just want to go see the penguins. I just want to go see the penguins." She's like, "No, I'm going to tell you all about the dolphins." He eventually abandons, like, that's it. He's like, "I'm not dating you. I'm going to the penguins." And he wanders off. But that's when we discover, well, at first Asa then gets a speech from the War Devil that she's boring and she's terrible and she's a horrible human being. But Denji comes back because they're stuck in a looping hallway, which is actually something that happens in the anime right now. And it's actually something that happened really early in the series when they were stuck in a hotel. A different devil was doing that to them. But this is Denji's new girlfriend. So what's going to happen between Denji and Asa? I don't know. And if anything interesting happens, I'm going to make another video like this. But let me know what you think about this kind of presentation here at Manga Storian. We're looking at recapping my experience going through One Piece from chapter 1 to 1000 over here on this channel. And I also want to tell you about cool things that happened in the manga that I'm reading. But I can't bring you complete stories. It just doesn't work like Comic Storian. But if you guys are cool with these kinds of recaps and my discussions about One Piece and my discussions about the anime and manga community, please hit like, hit subscribe right over here at this channel. It's going to be our Manga Storian channel, and if you enjoy these videos, I would appreciate your support. Now let me know in the comments down below what manga big moments you want me to read up on and give you guys recaps of, because I'm also going to be doing the My Hero Academia #1 USA Hero real soon. All right, guys, I'll see you next time right here.